hii mambo ya bei ya mafuta sio bei ya mafuta peke yake. Hii ni mambo ya uchumi ya Kenya. Tushaanza kuona ya kwamba uchumi wa Kenya umeanza fighting back. Tumeona kaka zetu, dada zetu wako katika transport sector. Already wameongeza bei ya nauri.
To one of the greatest fuel scandals in the history of independent Kenya. We have deliberately taken time to look into the oil scandal that has hit Kenya in the hope that the government of President William Ruto would be kind to the people of Kenya and save them from further agony. Little was it forgotten to us that Kenyans are on their own, and the entire energy value chain is completely a criminal enterprise under William Ruto. Since the inception of the so-called G2G agreement, Mr. William Ruto has earned a cool 30 billion shillings in profit from the supply of petroleum products to the region. During the COVID pandemic period and the onset of the Ukraine-Russian war, the then government of the day took measures to cushion the welfare of its citizens, whereas today the William Ruto regime has taken advantage of the Middle East crisis to load their profit on the local palm price to the detriment of Kenya's citizens. We have one question to ask William Ruto. The emergency contingency stocks were procured in accordance with the Petroleum Act 2019. They were done in accordance with the Petroleum Import Regulations 2023, the Open Tender Agreement Terms and Conditions 2023, and the Kenya Bureau of Standards waiver, and the Kenya National Security Council Committee resolutions issued on 9th March 2026. What crime have these three officers committed?
Ati wao sasa wanahesabu faida wa Kenya wakilia wakiweka mafuta. The leaders of Kenya, you should be ashamed of yourselves that you are buying money printing machines ya kuhesabu faida yenu ya G2G wakati wa Kenya wanalia wakiweka bei ya wakiweka mafuta na bei ya juu. It is a shame, na ya kuonyesha ya kwamba wakora tu wenye wako katika G2G wanapata faida wa Kenya wakilia. Sasa wameenda Turukana, wameiba mafuta ya Wakenya ya Turukana. Sasa ni yao binafsi. How much is enough? How much is enough?
We want to explain that this is not government to government. This is government companies in the Middle East working with William Ruto and his proxies. In normal circumstances, if it was government to government, these Middle East companies would be working either with NOC or with the Kenya Pipeline Company, not private companies owned by William Ruto. So there is nothing like government to government deal. It is government to William Ruto, proxies and companies. The team leader of this oil scandal is William Ruto, Felix Koskei, and the abroad-based expert, the CS for Energy and Petroleum, Mr. Opio Ndindi. Kenyans will recall the Brazil maize scandal of 2009 when William Ruto was the Minister for Agriculture, and he was fired by the then Prime Minister, the late Right Honorable Raila Odinga.
A government that is based on lies, we can never trust on them, and we want to warn this government that when this skyrocketing of prices of fuel will be implemented, this is the right time to call for maandamano. That maandamano that we used to say. And you journalists, you agreed with me that maandamano is good. Party system ilikuwa nini? Maandamano. Kule Gen Z kudeal na the draconian finance bill in 2025 ilikuwa nini? Mbadi kupata kazi ilikuwa nini? Si ni ukweli? So maandamano ndio, hii ndio time nzuri ya maandamano. Hii time ya increase prices za fuel. Because Kenyans are already suffering. So if you don't embrace maandamano, wewe mwenyewe utaumia. So I'm so disappointed. Kenyans are disappointed. This is not how we run a government, like a kiosk. Even a kiosk is run in a better way, very organized. This is disorganization of a nation and punishing Kenyan citizens.
Kwani mwanaume moja tupu inatoshana nini ukule kila kitu hii dunia? G2G unakula faida wa Kenya wakilia. Mafuta ya Turukana, instead ya isaidia watu wa Turukana, umechukua umeiba ni yako. How much is enough for one man?
And that fuel was going to be increased by 14 shillings. Today, to our surprise, the government is increasing fuel by 28 shillings petrol and 43 shillings diesel. It means that even that 14 shillings, the one that was adulterated, would have been better because it was only going to increase by 14 Kenya shillings. I want to tell Kenyans that increasing fuel prices means increase in cost of living. Cost of living has been a major issue of concern. Kenyans don't have jobs. Increasing fuel means that the transport cost is going to increase, therefore Kenyans are going to be overburdened. It means that anything that is capable of being transported, from fertilizer to anything that is helping in agriculture, is going to increase. What does that mean? That an increment in transport cost is going to be taken care of in the final product, which is the food that is going to be sold or a good that is being produced. And therefore it means that when you increase fuel price, you are going to automatically increase the cost of food in our nation.